Hello and welcome to the first new and improved bottle episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to keep your fursuit nice and clean with some washing tips, so that way, when you fursuit, people aren't going to be scared to be in the same room as you. Before you start washing your suit, you want to be able to keep it clean in the first place, so it doesn't need so many washes. By wearing Under Armour or some kind of skins underneath your fursuit every single time, and showering before you suit. Under Armour not only keeps you a lot cooler, but it will help wick away some of the sweat from your suit so it doesn't get so gross and stinky so quickly. And you know, showering before your fursuit should be obvious, so your fursuit's gonna stink if you already stink. You'll also want to disinfect your fursuit after every time you use it because this will greatly decrease the amount of full washes you need to do. There are a lot of people you can find at conventions and online who will make fursuit spray. As you can see here, they always come with lots of nice scents and things, or you can even make it yourself. So get a nice little spray bottle, fill half of it with water, half of it with isopropyl alcohol, and then some drops of your favorite essential oil. Spray the entire inside of your fursuit, especially in high sweat areas like your armpits and the inside of your head. When spraying the inside of your head, make sure you get some paper or a cloth or something just to cover the inside of the eyes, because sometimes the paint in the eyes hasn't sealed properly or the maker just doesn't seal it, and when they get wet, the paint will start to run. And then leave your head to dry with the eyes facing upwards so that the moisture doesn't run down into the eyes anyway. Avoid pre-made disinfectants like Febreze, Lysol, Glen 20, and any of those, because I've heard so many mixed things about them. Some people say they've ruined their fursuit, it's left like a sticky residue on the inside. Other people say it's fine, but I've heard enough negative things to not really want to go there. If you make your own or use a spray that's designed for fursuits, you know it's going to be 100% safe. Alright, now to the actual washing part. When it comes to washing your suit, you definitely want to ask your maker first. Your maker will know what's best for your suit. If your maker has said something that is contradicted in this video, listen to your maker first. My suit doesn't need a wash, so I'm just going to wash my arm sleeves for this video. Most bodysuits, paws and sleeves can be folded inside out and put in the washing machine. You can use any normal laundry detergent, but make sure it doesn't have any fabric softener in it. Then set your machine to cold and delicate. If you don't put it on delicate, the backing is going to get all peeled, it's going to weaken your seams, and you are most likely going to lose a lot of fur. And putting your washing machine on cold is probably the most important thing of this entire video. This is because fursuits are made out of a fake fur, which is made from a synthetic fiber plastic thing. And you know what happens to plastic when it gets hot? It melts. Heat damage on fur is irreversible damage. It cannot be fixed. So please make sure you always use cold when washing your suit. And once the washing machine is done, it's time to dry your suit. Fold it back the right way out and put it on either some chairs or a clothes horse. Small parts can be hung up, but not bodysuits. Do not hang your bodysuit to dry on anything. This is because with all that water, your bodysuit is going to be twice as heavy. So if you just hang it up to dry, all that heaviness is going to stretch your suit. That's bad. That's very bad. So make sure you lay it out somewhere it's supported, but it can still aerate from all sides. Then before you leave it to dry, you need to give it a nice brush over. It's also good if you come back every now and then just to give it another brush over. That way when it dries, it'll be really nice and fluffy and awesome. You'll want to do a full clean after every single convention or after any very large suit outing. Now don't put any fursuit parts in the washing machine that have any electronics or any airbrushing. Airbrushing is very delicate, so there's a high chance that if you throw it in the washing machine, it's gonna fade a lot. But with the exception of parts with electronics, anything that can't go in the washing machine can be washed in the bathtub. This is not something I've ever done before. All my fursuit parts are pretty machine washable, so here's an awesome tutorial on how to do that. Now, as for parts that you can't put in the washing machine or the tub, they shouldn't need too many washes if you've been disinfecting them regularly. But what happens if you get a stain on one of those parts? I can't put it in the washing machine. I can't put it in the tub. What do I do? Then you need carpet spot cleaner. Follow the instructions on the back of the bottle and you're good to go. You are essentially a walking carpet, so carpet spot cleaners work really well. Make sure you get carpet spot cleaner and not clothing spot cleaner. Clothing spot cleaner only works if you're going to put it in the washing machine afterwards. It just stays soapy and it doesn't dry all nicely like carpet cleaner does. I found that out the hard way. If your stains still won't come out, or you just have a very large area you need to clean, you can use laundry soap. Dampen your suit with a nice wet cloth over the area that you need to clean. Then grab your bar of soap and lather up your cloth. Be careful not to lather it up too much, otherwise it's going to be too difficult to get all the soap out of your suit. Then get scrubbing, but not too much because you don't want to damage the fur. Keep scrubbing until you see the stain lightening or you're just over it. Grab a new cloth, drench it, and use that to get the soap out of your suit. You need to make sure that all the soap is out of it because when it dries it might leave a bit of a gross residue, so you'll probably have to use multiple cloths to rinse it a few times. Then once that's done, give it a nice brush and leave it to dry. Again, if your fursuit has airbrushing, don't spot clean it and don't laundry soap clean it. You need to ask your maker on what to do. Now, this usually would have gotten the stain out by now, but I've been really lazy and I kind of left the stain in for a bit long, so it was being really persistent. So I thought this would be the perfect time to experiment with bleaching stains. Please only ever use bleach as an absolute last resort and always test it on a small, unimportant patch of fur first. This stain is on the inside of my foot, so I'm really not too fussed. You definitely need to dilute the bleach with some water as well. I wouldn't recommend going over 50% bleach. For this foot, my mix was about 20% bleach. Be sure to also wear gloves and other safety equipment as well, as bleach can be very dangerous. There is a reason the internet likes to tell us to drink it, so if you're young, please ask an adult for help. Dab the bleach lightly over the stain and be careful not to let it seep into any lining the fursuit part has. Then I left it for about a minute or so and then rinsed the crap out of it. It is super important that you get all the bleach out as it could continue to eat away at your fur. Brush it and leave it to dry. While I had the bleach out, I thought I would give it the ultimate test, the bottom of my tail. I have tried so many things to get this tail white again to no avail. I pretty much accepted it as a lost cause. At least it's not a highly visible part of my suit, so I'm not too fussed, but let's give it a go. I used a full 50% bleach mix and then went to town. I left my foot and my tail for over 24 hours to dry as I really had to drench them to get all that bleach out. But the result was actually not bad. My foot didn't change a whole lot, so I probably had to make that mix a bit stronger, but it worked pretty well on my tail. Note that it isn't completely white, but rather a slight yellow. It's not very noticeable and definitely an improvement from the blackness it was, but just keep that in mind. One fursuit part that I always see neglected from cleaning is your head's neck. Especially if you do a lot of partialing, that neck is going to start getting very gross and discolored very quickly. So you can use the spot cleaning or the laundry soap method on cleaning that. There are even some fursuit heads that can go in washing machines, so check with your maker. You might be able to just chuck your head in the wash.
This is an old head, couple years old, and he needs to be washed. And all this fur used to be white, but now it's got like a yellow look. It's just age, so I'm going to go ahead and wash it in the washing machine. Just put it in there. Goodbye. And there he goes.
So keep your suit clean, so it lasts a lot longer, it looks a lot nicer, and people still want to hang around with you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's episode where I will show you how to repair your fursuit when you don't know the first thing about fursuit making. Bye!